Did you know that the story of Canada wasn't just about peace, maple leaves, and snow, but a history of survival, conquest, rebellion, and a nation fighting to define itself between two powerful empires? Before we uncover the hidden story behind one of the world's largest nations, kindly like, share, and subscribe to Heritage Hunter for more powerful untold history from around the world. Long before Canada had borders, before cities like Toronto, Montreal, or Vancouver existed, this land was home to indigenous nations for thousands of years. The Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the Inuit, and many others built thriving communities, hunted vast landscapes, traded across regions, and developed cultures deeply tied to the land. Then in the late 1400s and early 1500s, European explorers arrived. First came fishermen along the Atlantic coast. Then, in 1534, Jacques Cartier sailed into the Gulf of St. Lawrence and claimed the land for France. Soon, French settlements grew. Fur trade became the engine of wealth, and a colony known as New France expanded across rivers and forests. But across the continent, another empire watched closely: Britain. What followed became a brutal struggle for control. Battles erupted. Alliances shifted. Indigenous nations were pulled into wars between European powers. Then came a turning point. In 1759, on the Plains of Abraham near Quebec City, British and French armies clashed. The battle lasted minutes, but changed centuries. Britain won. And after the Treaty of Paris, France gave up most of its North American lands. Canada was now under British rule. But peace didn't come easily. French-speaking communities wanted to preserve their language and faith. Britain wanted control. And to the south, the American Revolution exploded. When the 13 colonies broke from Britain, many loyalists fled north into Canada. The population changed. Tension grew. By the 1800s, calls for reform became louder. Rebellions broke out in Upper and Lower Canada. The colonies were divided, but also realized something dangerous. If they stayed weak and separate, powerful neighbors could overwhelm them. Then came the defining moment. On July 1st, 1867, Canadian Confederation was born. Ontario, Quebec, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick united into one dominion under the British Crown. Canada had begun, but it still had challenges ahead. Expansion westward brought opportunity and conflict. Railroads crossed impossible distances. New provinces joined. Immigration transformed the nation. And in both worlds,